Hey race fans, and welcome to
Formula.
So with Checo and Bottas signed for Cadillac, we can discuss some of the details, and with it now confirmed, this means that the Mercedes reserve driver has a contract before its number one driver. It could also mean that Checo may be reunited with Horner, as there were rumours that Christian has been in talk for the team principal job currently held by Graham Loudon, and that would be hilarious. Imagine Horner having to do a U-turn and say that Checo is the right man for the job, and I have always believed in his talents. Sure thing, buddy. But luckily Cadillac has stamped that fire out, saying that they would like to shut down that rumour and we are not hiring Horner, but man, that would have been interesting to see. Both drivers are thought to be on a multi-year deal, and I believe it is a 2+1 to help build the team and develop the car into the near future. Cadillac has been talking to Checo since December last year, when Perez knew it was likely he was getting dumped by Horner for not replying to his WhatsApp messages. Oh no, wait, that's not it. Oh yeah, for underperforming in an underperforming car that only one driver is overperforming in, and sitting in the cursed Red Bull second seat. Checo initially wasn't sure if he wanted to come back, if he had the desire to compete again, or if he even missed the sport enough. He said it was a difficult decision to make and spoke with his family to see if it was something that was worth sacrificing his home life for. He feels like he has done it all in this sport, and after 281 race starts with his 6 wins, 39 podiums and 3 poles, Perez feels he doesn't have anything left to prove in F1. He also stated in an interview with Sky Sports that last year in the sport with Red Bull was very demanding and he didn't enjoy it at all, so he is coming back with a project he can have some more input and have some fun and get back to enjoying the sport next year. He doesn't feel like he has anything to prove as he sees the struggles Red Bull is having now, and also noted that the car requires a unique driving style which he found hard to adapt to, especially if there was a variable like rain or wind which would just magnify the car's characteristics. He also said that he deserves to go when he wants and not get kicked out of the sport by Horner unfairly. Checo is a good signing by Cadillac because he has the support of a whole country behind him, and when he was at Red Bull, his merch made up around 60% of the sales for the team, and the amount of Red Bull cans sold in Mexico was astronomical. It was something close to 120 million cans a year, which if Cadillac can turn some of those ex-Red Bull fans into car sales, then it would be more than paying for his driver's salary. Let's not forget Checo's main sponsor Carlos Slim, who is supposed to be putting in around $20 to $30 million a year. So even just from a monetary point of view, it was always going to be smart to sign Checo. But that's not the only value he offers, because Cadillac can count on his years of experience in F1 at teams like Force India, who then became Racing Point, and a professionally run championship winning team in Red Bull, where Checo can use his knowledge of how a team like that is run and transfer over for their first year. It's going to be such a benefit, and I hope Perez can get redemption for how he was treated by Red Bull and the media last year. Now on to Bottas, who apparently was talking to Graham Loudon about the Cadillac project nearly 2 years ago, when it was originally going to be Andretti Racing. Bottas was also in talks with Alpine briefly, which could have shuffled up the grid a bit in the lowered teams, and Flavio has confirmed there were talks with Valtteri to replace Colapinto. But now with the Cadillac signing, I think Franco can unpucker a bit and breathe easy until the end of the year to prove his talent. Bottas has said that he has gone from winning and regular podiums at Mercedes to Sauber and having to readjust his expectations every weekend, then to last year not being able to score a point at all and getting dumped from the green wheelie bin altogether and being without a drive. He then took a reserve driver role and social media mule with Mercedes, where he has enjoyed himself and the team has allowed him to be the Bottas we have gotten to know over the last couple of years since he first left Mercedes. So to get a seat at Cadillac for next year alongside Checo and be back in the sport properly is a big step. And I hope he can continue his sense of humour there and gets to make his mark on F1 again, and this time walk out the way he wants to, most likely with his ass hanging out, heading to a nearby sauna. There were a few other names that come up along the way, like Daniel Ricciardo, who was the first name mentioned in the media, but the Honey Badger quickly shut that down. Zhou Guanyu, who is managed by Cadillac's team boss Graham Loudon, was also in the early running and would have been a good move for the Chinese car market too, but that noise faded pretty quickly. Other brief headlines were Mick Schumacher, Felipe Drugovich, Alex Dunn, Jack Crawford, and even Colton Herta at one point, but he doesn't have a super license yet. All in all, I think two experienced drivers in Checo and Bottas, with a combined age of 71 and 527 races, will deliver the best results for the team's first year and will get them into the rhythm of the F1 game. There is a little advantage in Cadillac's unique situation. Because they haven't currently got a team in F1, they are exempt from testing regulations. Testing with previous cars, therefore, is going to be interesting, considering they haven't got any previous cars to test. So it looks like they will borrow Ferrari's SF23 to complete laps with Bottas and especially Perez, who hasn't been in a car for over 8 months. So they are able to use as many wind tunnel and CFD runs as they want, and can test their current lineup in the previously mentioned borrowed SF23 cars. Because Checo is, as he puts it, currently jobless, he can test at the track or in Cadillac simulator as much as they let him, which could be beneficial come testing in the first few rounds of 26. In fact, Loudon has confirmed that they are currently running simulator sessions of a full weekend, including practice sessions, qualifying, sprint races and full Grand Prix, to get a gauge of not only the car's base performance, but also how the team will run their strategies over a weekend, which can sort out bugs and teething issues before the cars actually hit the track. One possible negative in all this is Bottas's penalty that is still hanging over his head from the last race in 24, where he punted K-Mag, but that might be overturned with the FIA's new regulations on outstanding penalties that will expire after a year. But there seems to be a bit of a catch to this, because there is no confirmation that Valtteri's 5-place grid drop will be wiped due to the new regulations only coming into effect from the Dutch GP, judging by what I've been able to find. So that may still mean that at Cadillac's first race they will have a grid drop hanging over them, which is not ideal, especially if they are actually competitive, and it costs them a really good qualifying position. So stay tuned to see if it's actually going to be enforced. A little nugget which Crofty has almost let slip in regards to a major signing that might be on the cards soon from the current paddock, that he says would be a real shock and can change up their hierarchy. Graham Loudon has been hiring up a storm, and to have two experienced drivers is going to be a massive bonus, because when the car is struggling during testing or Cadillac having a few teething issues, you want older, calmer heads on your drivers to get through the issues and provide good feedback to point the team in the right direction, and not have a rookie saying the car feels bad and then not really know what to do to improve the performance. So there we go. The two number 2 drivers will be number 1 drivers, or one of them will still be a number 2. I don't know how this works, but it should be fun to watch all the comparisons play out. If Bottas beats Perez, then everyone will say, oh, see, Hamilton is better than Max because he beat Bottas, who has beaten Perez, who has in turn beaten Max on a few occasions, and also the other way around. But who really cares? These guys just want to have a chance to create their own legacy, and for Checo, it's going to be a chance to go out his own way and not the way Horner turfed him. A quick question though, will the debate of the best second driver between Bottas and Perez be who finishes ahead on points, providing Cadillac scores some points, or will it be who finishes second is crowned King number 2 driver? Let me know in the comments how you would judge it. And thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.